There are mornings when we avoid our own reflection. We brush past the mirror, not because we're in a rush, but because deep down, we're afraid of what we might see. The tired eyes, the doubt written in our posture, the unspoken belief that maybe we're not enough. I lived like that for years, carrying myself through the world as if I were invisible, as if blending in was safer than standing tall. But one day, something shifted. I decided to stop avoiding my own reflection and to face it instead. And that's when the 5-minute mirror trick changed everything. It sounds simple: you stand in front of the mirror, you look yourself in the eye, and you speak words you've longed to hear but never allowed yourself to believe. The first time I did it, it felt uncomfortable, even silly. But then I realized, if I can't say these words to myself, how can I expect to believe them when the world says them to me? In that reflection, I saw not just the person I was, but the person I could become, if only I allowed myself to believe in them. We carry limiting beliefs like invisible chains. We tell ourselves, this is just who I am, this is all I'll ever be. But the truth is, we are not fixed beings, we are evolving drafts of a masterpiece in progress. And the mirror became the canvas where I could rewrite that narrative. Each morning, I told myself, you are worthy. You are capable. You are becoming. And slowly, the words started to sink in, not as empty affirmations, but as seeds of truth. With clarity came vision. I began to ask, what kind of life does the confident version of me live? What choices would they make today? And suddenly, the mirror was no longer just glass, it was a window into the future I was building. It reminded me that confidence isn't about arrogance, it's about alignment. It's about showing up in the world as who you truly are, without apology. But vision requires discipline. It's not enough to do the mirror trick once, you commit to it daily. Some mornings I didn't feel like it. Some mornings my doubts were louder than my affirmations. But I learned that discipline is not about perfection, it's about choosing to show up anyway. And that daily choice became the bridge between who I was and who I was becoming. Of course, it wasn't smooth. There were days I looked in the mirror and heard my inner critic louder than ever. But I realized that resilience is built in those moments, when the voice of doubt rises, and you choose not to believe it. Every time I looked myself in the eye and refused to back down, I was teaching my mind that I could withstand the storm. Gratitude turned the practice into something sacred. Instead of focusing on flaws, I began to thank my reflection. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for carrying me through the battles I thought I couldn't survive. Thank you for still standing. Gratitude softened the harsh edges of self-judgment and replaced them with compassion. And in that compassion, I began to hear a deeper voice, my own intuition. Without the noise of comparison, without the weight of external expectations, I could finally recognize the truth: my worth was never meant to be proven. It was always meant to be lived. The mirror had stopped being a place of judgment and had become a place of connection. And so here's what I ask you to do: tomorrow morning, stand in front of your mirror for just 5 minutes. No rushing, no avoiding. Look yourself in the eye. Say the words you wish someone else had said to you. Speak to the version of yourself you're becoming. At first, it may feel awkward. That's okay. Keep going. Because with each word, you'll be planting seeds of belief. And one day, you'll realize that the reflection staring back at you is no longer a stranger, it's the person you always knew you could be. Confidence doesn't begin with applause. It begins in the quiet space where you decide to believe in yourself before anyone else does. And once you believe, the world has no choice but to follow.